DOJ to ask judge to force Google to sell off Chrome, and Bloomberg news reports. Oh, be still my beating heart, yes! I think we should be going further than this. I think we should be looking at Alphabet in its entirety, not just Google. But that is a start. That is a very good start, in fact. So, we've talked about this on multiple occasions previously, that there have been countless attempted lawsuits against Google for a wide variety of reasons, with hints being made that the eventual aim of these was some sort of breakup of Google. Now, this is not going to have universally positive consequences, because one of the reasons why these companies are as large as they are is because they are, in all due essentiality, monopolies, and are therefore able to hire a lot of people. Breaking these companies up will be a hit to the economy, but it's that, or allow individual tech companies to literally control reality. As that's what we're talking about here. When Google owns, 96% of all searches on mobile devices, they can pretty much dictate what is and is not real. If Google decided that the moon was made out of cows' tits, most people would believe it within 10 years, and the people who didn't would be labeled insane conspiracy theorists. That is the point that we have actually arrived at, and this breakup, it is not coming too soon, to put it mildly here. So this is a bit of a rumor right now, mind you. The DOJ will ask the judge who ruled in Augustus that Google illegally monopolized the search market to require measures related to artificial intelligence and its Android smartphone operating system, the report says. Google controls how people view the internet and what ads they see in part through its Chrome browser, which typically uses Google searches. Typically, exclusively, damn well. And now literally exclusively as base. I'm pretty sure it comes with Google as the base search engine, doesn't it? Gathers information important to Google and business, and is estimated to have about 2/3 of the global browser market. Yeah, that's about 2/3 too much, really. The DOJ declined to comment. Google, in a statement from Leanna Mulholland, Vice President, Google Regulatory Affairs, said the DOJ is pushing a radical agenda that goes far beyond the legal issues in this case and would harm consumers. That is actually true. That is actually unironically true. By shrinking Google and making Google smaller, that will probably end up with a poorer product in the long term. But again, I am more than happy to suffer that inconvenience. I am more than happy to go back to literally any other search engine than Google, which is why I am not using Google as my search engine. The move would be one of the most aggressive attempts by the Biden administration to curb what it alleges are big tech monopolies. Not the Biden administration here. Okay, let's make this clear as well, because it's a bit important to point out. The Biden administration is the one currently doing this, technically, yes, but it ain't Biden pulling this particular string. Ultimately, however, the re-election of Donald Trump to the presidency could have the greatest impact over the case. Correct. This is not an action of Biden. This was never Biden's intent. This is people now scrambling to go, holy shit, Trump is going to the White House and he's already declared somebody to run the government efficiency organization. We need to make our jobs essential yesterday, and that means scratching the Don's backside, which is exactly what this is. This would not happen under Biden, I guarantee it, as right now, hundreds of thousands of governmental employees are scurrying around trying to make sure that their piggy bank will be secure from DOJ. We'll see. I hope most of them fail, personally, but oh well. 2 months before the election, Trump claimed he would prosecute Google for what he perceives as bias against him. But a month later, Trump questioned whether breaking up the company was a good idea. See, this is the thing I actually do appreciate about Trump. He does actually go back and forth on these issues, and you might call it, wibbling, wobbling, or turning his cape with the wind. And to some extent, he probably does, and that is bad. But there is new information that can come forward. See, here's the thing. Again, like I said, if you start breaking up Google, that will have short-term negative effects for the economy. Simple as. You are breaking up one of the largest companies on Earth. Obviously, that's going to cause some problems for it. But just like with Twitter, when Elon yeeted the majority of the staff, it kept working just fine. The unemployment is going to be the biggest hit, and it will be a hit. But here's the thing. This is simply something that must happen. Tariffs as well are going to be bad for America in the short term, but it is time to stop thinking in the short term. The reason why the US is in its current situation is because of short-term thinking. Yes, it will be great to have t-shirts produced in China for 50 cents and selling them on the US market for 10. That is an absolute steal of a business. However, you are now moving all of your manufacturing industry to someone who hates you. This is pretty much the same, but with information, which is worse. And as for perceived biases, holy hell. There was even on election day, I believe, it came out that Google, if you asked it, okay, where can I go vote for Kamala Harris? It was like, here you go. And if you asked it, where can I go vote for Donald Trump? It's like, oh, I don't know. I can't quite find that information for you. Google themselves even admitted that this error was happening and that they would hasten to fix it. Perceived bias indeed. Google is a political entity. They have a vested interest in making sure that the correct candidate wins this. As I will point out as well, this investigation has been going for, I think, like 8 years now. I think Trump was the one who instigated it way back in the day, or at least like 6 years or something. This is an ancient investigation and an ancient court case, and only now, week after or so, the Trump-olophagats get elected. English is a difficult language sometimes. Now they make a move. That's about as sus as all of the broken pipes in voting centers. Listen. This needs to happen. And the only one who's crazy enough to do it is probably Trump, because he's not standing for re-election. He can't. Of course, he's going to need to try and pave the way for probably Vance at this point. Honestly, I don't know. Never mind, actually. We'll not get into here because there's a wider discussion again, but he is in a position where he can actually now make the hard choices, make the long-term decisions, and explain those to the American people, who are occasionally a little bit, narrow-minded on these things. The economy will take a downturn with the introduction of tariffs. It's simply going to happen. The breakup of Google will have short-term economic negative consequences as well. It's simply going to happen. This is the cost of doing business. If you've been walking around with an arm covered in gangrene for 6 months, yeah, it's gonna suck when it needs removing, and it's probably going to cost you a limb. But that's why you probably should have done something about it earlier. And the breakup of Google? Absolutely. In fact, it should merely be the first stepping stone. Loads of these. See, we already have rules. All of the civilized worlds have regulations against companies growing too large, because this, of course, prevents competition. If one company goes so big that even if somebody figured out a revolutionary new way to engage with that market, they could simply just purchase them, that undermines everything. Google is in that position. Amazon is in that position. Microsoft is in that position. Apple is in that position. There are too many companies right now that are far too large. And if we wish to avoid our new cyberpunk future, which we're already battling towards at remarkable speed, even though we don't have any of the cool shit yet, like cybernetic enhancements, we are going to need to start curbing these companies' power now that we have a president that is actually in a position to do so politically and popularly, rather than the next guy who's going to have to worry about re-election again. Anywho, this is only a rumor for now, mind you, not official, not 100% anyways, and it's only a request. It might be blocked, it might be shut down, it might be ignored, etc., etc. It might even simply be just the highest initial bid, or it could simply be a tactic to remain employed, as I've said. But it is a good thing, and I hope it goes through. and I hope it expands significantly thereafter. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.